Good morning, Alta Realty Group agents. Hope you are all doing well this morning. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing here, and I will be joined today by Travis Breton, our corporate broker. And today we've got a great training, really important topic. It's about your digital footprint as a realtor. So, and I've been getting a lot of the new agents that have been joining us have had a lot of questions about this. I know a lot of the agents that have been with us for quite a while, they've certainly heard me talk about this because this is a big pet peeve of mine with realtors. Just making sure they, first of all, understand their digital footprint, and secondly, they maximize it. So, this is one of those topics that is, you can't just keep your head in the sand. You've got to really understand what is out there, what's being said about you online, and what you can do about it. So we do have Travis Breton with us. Travis, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, perfect. Great. And so how are you doing this morning, Travis?
Good. How you doing?
Doing fantastic. And so this is something that you and I have talked about a lot, and it's just a really important topic. So we're excited about this particular training today. So we're going to go through a few different things, how you can maximize your digital footprint, how you can make sure that it is working for you and not being a detriment. And what we also want to do is just show you what that looks like. So I think the first thing that we should do, Travis, is just we're going to pull up Google, and we are going to just show what your digital footprint looks like. So what I'm talking about is most times, I'd say at least 50 to 60, 80% of the time, if you start to work with a client, that client, especially if they're a millennial, is going to do a little bit of research about you online. And how they're going to do that is they're going to type your name into Google. And most likely they're going to put the word realtor or real estate next to your name, and they're going to pop up, what's being said about you online. What is this realtor like? Are there, are there rip-off reports about this realtor? Are there negative things being said about this realtor? Are there really good reviews online about this realtor? Is this realtor a really solid person to work with? If you've just, you've received something in the mail from them, you've received some of their, you've clicked on their online ad on either Google or on Facebook, and now you want to say, okay, let's find out who the heck this person is. So again, what most people do is they'll put in some variation of your name and the word realtor and your city or something to that effect. So here's an example of one of our agents, new agent, that has done a good job of establishing a good digital footprint online. So this agent is Yvette Burrell. She's up in Northern California, and her town is El Sobrante. So you could imagine that someone looking for information about her would type in these words: Yvette Burrell, realtor, El Sobrante. Very simple. So the first thing that comes up is some kind of ad. So of course we can't control that. You'll notice the second, third, and fourth things that come up are Facebook. So it really shows you the importance of creating that Facebook business profile, what they call a Facebook fan page for business, and just really shows how important that is. And let me explain why Facebook is popping up so prominently. Facebook, all websites have what's called a page rank, and they've got a page rank between 0 and 9. And so, brand new websites that just popped up, they're going to be at 0. There's no credibility to that page. There's no linking. Other websites are not linking to that website, for information. So that's going to be at 0. A very robust and massive site like Facebook, a social media site that has literally millions and millions, I think they're up over 1 billion users, that is going to have a page rank 9 or 8 at the least. So what that means is Google will weight those pages much higher in the search results because they know that they are sources of information. They are, people trust those sites. And so that's why you're going to find social media sites popping up, over a lot of the other sites. And of course, as we go down the page, then of course we've got our ARG. A lot of times what we'll do is we'll augment and we'll help some of our agents with their listings, and we'll put their stuff on our website. So you'll notice this is arghome.net. Now, arghome.net, I think, is a page rank 3. We've been around for several years. We've got all kinds of content on there. Agents are logging in there all the time. There's great training videos, so that we've grown from a 0 to a page rank 3. So this is starting to show up fairly prominently. This is almost the most important spot right here. You'll notice that there's also a YouTube video popping up. And before I go too far, Travis, do you want to chime in and make any comment about this?
No, go ahead and finish your thought. Go ahead, keep going.
All right, perfect. So you'll notice that as we come down, the most prominent listing on this page is this video. So this is a huge opportunity for realtors to take control of their space and to control what's being said about them online. So this is a YouTube video. Now YouTube is owned by Google. So Google is constantly and YouTube is one of Google's largest revenue sources. So they're constantly trying to push their people onto that platform. And so you'll notice that we are able to take control of this space, and we're able to get this video on the front page for our search results when someone's searching for us. So instead of having some other random stuff, I mean, I don't know what the heck Thumbtack is and Quanky.com, who knows what the heck that is. But they're just obviously other information sites where she's got her information. But we know for sure we can create a YouTube video, have Yvette in there, have stuff all about Yvette Burrell in the, I'll just click on this. We can have all kinds of information. We won't watch the video, but we can have all kinds of information in the body and what they call the info area. No, we're not going to watch the video. In this info area, this is where we have the opportunity to do some search engine optimization. And so in this area, we're able to make sure that we are mentioning Yvette Burrell. We've got all kinds of stuff in here that is relating to Yvette Burrell. So then when Google's spiders go out and they search the internet and they're looking for stuff about Yvette Burrell Realtor, they find this. And this page rank 9 YouTube page is going to shoot right to the top of the list, as we've seen in our search results over here. So a really, really important way for us to take control of our name as a realtor. And then, of course, down here, we've also got her website, which is very key, YvetteBurrell.com. And that's something that I recommend all realtors do, is they buy their own domain name. So as part of our service for you guys, we do give you guys a website. But the website, the name of the website it's not personal to you. But you do have the opportunity to go to GoDaddy.com or any of the other domain registrars and buy YvetteBurrell.com if it's available, or YvetteBurrellRealtor.com if just your name.com is not available. If your name's Mike Smith, probably not going to get MikeSmith.com, but you can probably find Mike Smith, Realtor, or Mike Smith, your area realtor. Now again, the more generic your name, the more difficult it is to buy that domain name, because most likely some other realtor has snagged it up. But having your name in your domain, as you can see, it helps rank the actual web page. And so we make sure that it shows up on the first page. So again, we want to control this space. We want information that we control to be on this space. Another giant way to do that, and I think this is where we're going to need a little help from Travis, is we can go ahead and we can make sure that our information is perfect on all kinds of other websites, other real estate websites, and this is free. So Travis, this is kind of your list right here. So if you'd like to hop in.
Yeah, and just piggybacking on the YouTube real quick, getting that to rank, on that first page, top 5 results when someone searches your name, really is not that difficult at all.
No,
YouTube is one of those um, sites where you can just use kind of simple keywords, and they work really efficiently. Just using the name, using the city you're trying to rank in, makes it very easy, and also some video tags. There's some things you can do that we can show you that make it very easy to get that video to just rank right there on that first page.
for sure. In fact, while we're here, let's just take a look because it is not hard to do this. So, and we have trainings on creating YouTube videos. And if you're unfamiliar on how to do that, I certainly don't mind training you individually. But once you create that YouTube video, let's just click on this one more time. And again, we're not going to listen to it. But these are the main areas that are important to have your information right here in this. This is basically the subject line. And so this should actually say Yvette Burrell, call Yvette Burrell here. You should have it in the very first line. You should have, and this is great because it's actually her URL. And having linking this to her website is what we call a backlink. And having a backlink from a PageRank 9 YouTube video to your website only helps augment your ranking. So that's really, really important. And then another thing that you'll want to do is you'll want to mention Yvette Burrell once or twice in the body. And so there's the other side of this is what's called keyword stuffing. And so if we just wrote Yvette Burrell, Yvette Burrell, Yvette Burrell 100 times on here, then that will actually ding us. Google has gotten pretty good at understanding spam techniques and us search engine optimization experts manipulating the system so we get our stuff first. So this battle has been going on ever since Google started its ranking algorithms, and I've been doing this for about 16 years now. And so I can remember in the early days, it was very, very simple for us to basically create a page that was blank, looked blank, white, and then we would take white copy or font, and we would just write different keywords hundreds of times, and that would fool Google. And that page would not even be really accessible to the public, but it could be kind of behind the scenes. And so there were tricks like that of course Google ended up realizing. And so they, over the last, I think they've been around for about 18 years. For the last 18 years, they have perfected their algorithm to where it's never going to be perfect, but they've gotten it so advanced that search engine optimization experts like us have a much harder time tricking the system. So nowadays, it's all about having the right content and having the right things that are being written on those websites and how relevant they are to that particular keyword phrase that a person would be searching for. So no more are the days where we can just fool Google. But with that said, we can make sure that we have good content in this area. And what I recommend all realtors do is they do a simple promo video about themselves. And this does not have to be a long thing. This should be a short 30-second to a minute, slideshow if nothing else. And just, hey, here's some listings I've done. Here's some things that I've done. Here's my name. I'm a realtor. And just having that quick little blurb out there with the correct amount of keyword phrases in this body is going to help you out a lot. And then here's a little trick that I've learned. So we're actually trying to rank this particular video. This video happens to come up and rank for her name, but we did this in order to rank for new listings in El Sobrante, California. So we've got El Sobrante, we have listings, we have the correct little bits of keyword phrases. And then down here below, what I do is I put in to Google El Sobrante, new listings in El Sobrante. And right here, all of these are what Google associated as keyword phrases that other people might be searching for. So I go ahead and I just put searches related to new listings for El Sobrante right here. And that helps me rank for what I was actually trying to rank for, which was new listings in El Sobrante. So a little bit of a side tangent, but that's the way search engine optimization works with Google. You also have the ability to do a couple of different tags, which don't show up here. But when you're creating the video, you can tag the video with a couple of different things, hashtag Yvette Burrell, Realtor, stuff like that. So that's how we actually get this particular video to rank on the search results. So getting back to our list here, we have the opportunity as realtors to make a free listing on Realtor.com, Zillow, Trulia, Homes.com, Home Finder, HotPads, HomeSnap mobile app. There are a ton of other ones, but these are kind of the top. You want to make sure at least, at a minimum, that you've got your information correct on these sites. Now, the other side of that, guys, is a lot of you are new to Alta Realty Group, or you've switched brokerages. So we want to make sure that there's no incorrect information showcasing that you're with your old brokerage. So as much as humanly possible, you want to, when you leave an old brokerage, you have to make sure that, hey, please take down any information that you have about me on their websites, because a lot of times, these brokerages they'll have your information on their website. So you want to be diligent and make sure that you do this search. You do this, you search on Google for your name and the word realtor, your name, the word real estate, and really understand what is out there. Now, another really, really interesting thing is there are obviously sites where people can complain about you. There's Rip-Off Report. There's all kinds of review sites. Google has reviews, Yelp has reviews, TripAdvisor, all that kind of stuff. So there's sites like that where there might be some complaints about you. So you want to know if someone's complained about you and put that stuff on the internet. Obviously, if somebody does a search for your name and the word realtor, and a bunch of Rip-Off Report stuff comes up and a bunch of bad reviews come up, that's going to definitely negatively affect how you're going to be able to get new clients, because people are going to meet you once, do some research about you, and they probably won't pick up the phone again and call you. Travis, you got anything to add to that?
So the reason why I recommend the big guys, Realtor.com, Zillow, Trulia, whether you're advertising on there or not, as far as paying them, your listings are most likely being syndicated to them every time you take a listing. So, you can still generate leads from these websites without paying them because your listings are being syndicated. So you want to make sure, we've been talking a lot over the past few weeks about making sure your listings look good in presentation. The other half of that is making sure you look good as well. So making sure you have a full and complete profile on each one of these sites, because if you type in, anywhere, Carlsbad homes for sale, or Los Angeles homes for sale, or any city, whatever it is, or even community these days, most likely these sites are going to be on the first page and probably at the top. So you want to, and that's where people are finding their homes. We all know that, they go to these sites first. So making sure you have a really good professional bio page with your pick is important, because when someone clicks on your listing and they want to get some more information, they're hopefully going to go and scroll down to the bottom of these sites, because that's where they put your information now. But be able to contact you because you have your contact information in there and a little bit about yourself, rather than the realtor that they're advertising on the side. So people are smart enough to scroll down to the bottom and find the actual listing agent. So I definitely recommend it. And if you do a good job on the bio, again, just like on YouTube, when people search your names, these sites will come up first and they'll have some information on there. So it's just good to have a lot of different sites, good sites popping up when people search your name or, area real estate with your name.
That's
So
for
these are the
sure.
ones that I basically recommend. These are kind of the top ones. There's obviously other ones out there, but these are basically the top ones.
Right. So these would be the top. These guys right here are the top, real estate sites for us to make sure that we've got our stuff. But then, very important to also make sure that you have as many of the social media accounts set up as well. And whether or not you're posting to these accounts and utilizing them, at least get your profile set up on. And Facebook.com is an absolute must. You've got to have a Facebook fan page for business. That's your business page. So the way that works is you've got a Facebook personal profile. When you have a personal profile, you are able to create all different kinds of other business pages. And so you've got to make that business page. Two different, just quick thing there. With your personal Facebook page, you are looking for, you're adding friends, right? Friend request, this guy's my friend, that guy's my friend. When you create your Facebook fan page, you're looking for likes. And so now anybody that likes the page will get the feed. Anything you post on your Facebook fan page, that will get posted to anybody that likes the page, to their personal feed. And so very, very important to make sure that you've got that business Facebook fan page set up. Twitter, same thing. You might as well have the and the other thing that's great about your profile on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, all these, is they give you the ability to put your website to put your website on that site. That creates what's known as a backlink. The more backlinks, think of backlinks kind of like votes for your site. So if you have, 1,000 people linking, or 1,000 different websites are linking back to your website, that's almost like votes for your site. Google notices that. Google ranks your site higher. And so the more you have your website URL, YvetteBurrell.com, on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, blog posts, all over the place, Instagram, if you've got your URL on all those places, those are creating backlinks back to your website. It really helps out. And what you're doing is you're creating this web. So you're creating this net for, Google. Every time, they see your name and they see your URL, they go, oh, they associate it with your name. So all of those things add up to create a good online presence for you. So yeah, and then of course, YouTube.com is absolutely paramount. Google Plus is really something that I think a lot of realtors overlook, and it's a mistake. You've got to make sure that you have a good Google Plus, what's called a Google Plus local listing. Same thing. You can go on Google Plus, create a profile, put your bio in there, put a link back to your website, all those things, and that's going to help strengthen that digital footprint. So super, super important. Next week, and we're gonna have Bill Seitz from Clearview Mortgage join us in a second here. But next week we're gonna go into referral sites, which is it's kind of an extension of exactly what we're talking about. And so we're gonna look at all these different referral sites. So make sure that we all tune in next week. Next week also we're gonna start our webinars at 9 a.m. So it's going to go from 9 to 9:30. I hope that's better for a lot of people. I know some people won't like it, some people will like it, but we're going to switch to 9 a.m. Next week, starting next week and going forward. With that, Travis, do you have anything else to add before we bring Bill Seitz on?
Just real quick, if you could scroll back up to the social sites. I really recommend, doing as many of these as possible. The LinkedIn one especially. LinkedIn is kind of like your professional business card out there. And that is another site where it's very easy to put in a good bio with some keywords, obviously your name, some areas you work, 2 to 3 times. And it's another one that you can rank easily, not only through Google, but through LinkedIn. You've got professionals, a lot of professionals. It's strictly professional network on LinkedIn And if they want to search through LinkedIn, El Sabrante Realtor, and you have that, you have your LinkedIn profile geared towards that, you're going to come up in the LinkedIn search. And, we all want, professionals, people with jobs and, people in the community searching for us, obviously, because they're probably going to be a good home seller or good home buyer. So LinkedIn, I think, is one of the more important ones out of all those. Obviously Facebook too, but when you're looking for people to be able to find you easily, LinkedIn is a really good one, and it's easy to get ranking, not only Google, but also through the actual LinkedIn search too.
Absolutely. So, yeah, and that one again, just LinkedIn is a massive page rank. It's got to be a page rank 8 or 7 or 8 at least. So it's imperative that you have your information there.
Yeah, and if you're doing any kind of blogging or anything like that, that's a great place to also put them. We can go into social signals in another webinar,
yeah,
and why they're important to your page rank and stuff. But that one, I talked about Wiki Realty last week. That one as well is really, really good. So
yeah. So any questions about that, guys, don't hesitate to send any kind of message, email, text to Travis or I. We'd love to help you with that stuff because it's really, really important. So thank you very much for that, Travis. Much appreciated. With that, we're going to bring Bill Seitz on the line from Clearview Mortgage. Bill, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Travis.
Welcome to the webinar.
Good morning, Bill.
Yeah, good job today, guys. I've kind of heard this presentation before, Kevin, and it's always good to get a Travis's input as well. And I always learn something every time I hear it again. Because we retain as much as we can, but
right.
It's always good to hear it a couple different times and reaffirm some of those key points that you guys make. I think it's excellent material for the agents that maybe don't have that digital presence or profile quite dialed in to where maybe they want it or where they expect it to be.
Yeah, and it's free, guys. This is all just takes a little bit of work. Doesn't cost you a dime.
Yeah. So with that being said, I know everyone's probably itching to get out there and get going for the day, but I just wanted to do a quick update on the market as a whole. I'm sure most of us are kind of aware of what's been happening since late 2017, the back end of summer 2017. Interest rates have been creeping up. Well, not even creeping. We'll say crawling fast northward. And there's some fresh data out this morning, actually, that they're anticipating 2 to 3 more interest rate hikes this year. And while the economy is improving and the jobs, the unemployment rate is dropping, this is going to have an effect on real estate. And I think that it's super important as real estate professionals that we have a general understanding of where things are trending and when we can expect those things to happen. The next the Fed meeting is next month in March, and they do expect to do the next rate hikes next month. The interval for the subsequent rate hikes, that will be determined by data and stuff that they're reviewing in the economy. But we do anticipate another rate hike next month. And why is this important? I don't like to get too technical on this stuff. It's technical for even the people that are in this business on a day-to-day basis. But I think it's super important that we prepare our borrowers and let them know what's happening as well, because you may have somebody that is approved or has gotten pre-approved, but it's tight. The lender's telling you, hey, the ratios are tight. We really don't have any wiggle room. You may want to see if now's the time to get that buyer into the home, or maybe they're willing to push up their home purchase time frame based on what interest rates are going to do over the next 3 to 6 months. And we see it time and time again. A quarter point, eighth of a point can make a difference in the home purchase, especially if they're first-time home buyers. So just be aware that it's coming, and we're going to see a minimum of 2 interest rate hikes this year, possibly 3. And it's just important for you as a professional in this business to know that and to be able to relay that to your borrowers. Another scenario that will be something that you should be aware of is if someone's anticipating doing cash out, and maybe they have a ton of equity in one of their properties. Maybe there's an investment property. Maybe they've been in their home for 20 years. Maybe they inherited a property that's free and clear, and they want to leverage that into another home or another investment in real estate. Well, once again, the cost of money is only going to get more expensive. So it's a way to start a conversation, kind of maybe get the ball rolling, get the borrowers kind of moving in the direction you're looking to get them to go, and use this as a conversation piece and potentially getting them into the home sooner than maybe you anticipated. And that's really I have on my end, guys. As you know, we monitor this stuff daily. If you ever want to be kind of an interest rate geek, you can monitor interest rates. Us on our side of it, we see rates can change hourly. They can change 3 times during the day, albeit they're small little changes. What happens on our end, just to give you a little piece of information, I'll get an alert from an investor saying these rates are no longer available, or due to market changes, rates from this morning are no longer available. Then they'll issue a new rate sheet. And so the way you can track these things, or you can watch it on a day-to-day basis, if you look at the 10-year U.S. Treasury bond and you look at which way the yield is going, that's the way that interest rates are going. So if you see, the arrow pointing up and it's gone up 8 basis points, well, for sure that there's been an adjustment in mortgage rates today, in the 24-hour time period. So that's just another little indicator if you guys are, kind of like to watch the stuff as I do, or you're into the markets. But anyways, I won't keep everybody. I just wanted to share that. If you have scenarios, please, reach out to Debbie, Derek, myself. We're always here to help you guys crunch some numbers, work with your buyers, get them pre-approved, find out what the solutions are, and we're a part of your team. So I hope you guys utilize us, and we have a good day.
Heck yeah. Well, thanks so much, Bill. And I'm just kind of thinking out loud, maybe, there could be some kind of a communication piece that we could supply our agents that kind of says something to that effect. Maybe some kind of a starting, conversation piece. Because you're absolutely right. It's a great reason to get back out to some of the, the older clients that are like, maybe I'm going to buy in 6-8 months. So maybe we could help the agents by creating just a simple, 1-page sheet that just kind of outlines that, and we can send it out to the agents.
Yeah, you and I could collaborate on that for sure, Kevin.
Okay, perfect. So look for that, guys. We'll most likely be sending that out through our email communication program. But Travis, thanks so much for your insight and joining us. Bill, thank you so much for joining us. And agents, thank you guys for joining us. Really, really, it's great that you guys all hop on the line, join us once a week. I think we all learn a lot. So anything you need from the team, don't hesitate to contact us, and go out there and make it a great day, guys. Adios.
Thanks a lot.